What's up? It's your girl Sheila, and we just life with Sheila and the baby. However, story time, like, I always find some kind of way to inspire here or there when I can, and I always use my life as an example. So, we all know that, I recently had a baby, so I have not been working since I want to say April, out there physically in the field, or June, out there lifting to leverage my business. I have the rental car business, and then I was doing Lyft driving just to leverage my business until I could get to where I wanted to go at a respectable place. However, I conceived and had my son, so a lot of things too with having a gestational diabetes and a high blood pressure and having to have a strict diet and just monitor a lot of things took a little turn on life. So I wasn't out there in the field as much. I was just resting up and preparing for this journey of motherhood. So I recently, my son is now 7 weeks, going on 8 weeks, and probably next week, Wednesday, if not this Wednesday. So I was applying for jobs because I was like, eventually I'm going to have to get back in the work field, and I want to do some things from home so I can still be here with straining much. Okay, excuse my son. Going to the bathroom while I'm trying to have this conversation. But anyways, I called myself, I applied for Liberty Mutual, which was a good paying job. However, they were saying it was very high call volume, like 90 to 100 calls, and they was asking if I had these licenses. Do you have your real estate licenses, or do you have property and casualty something license? And I was like, no, I don't have these licenses. So of course they declined me, probably find a candidate that does have it. I was willing to get the license. I was willing to go to class and do everything for it. I applied for ChenMed and I applied for Molina, two other call center jobs. Which now, last time I was in a call center, I was working at the bank, just a brief deception. And prior to that, I was at Comcast. And after leaving the call center, I said I would never go back. It's cool, but it's just not for me. I don't too much care for it. It was cool for, like, say, the time frame, but it wasn't for me. All right, back to it. So I went through the interview process. One of them I didn't feel like I did the best. Like in Molina, I definitely feel like I just blew the interview. Not intentionally, but I was just a little rusty, and then my nerves got. And then of course my son, he was crying in the background. So if you hear somebody, or if you're doing an interview and you hear a baby in the background, and of course I'm supposed to be prepared for this interview, you will automatically think like I need to go with somebody who don't have any responsibilities, or have somebody in the background, because if she's working from home, then she's going to be distracted by her child. And I felt the need to apologize because, oh my gosh, my nerves got really bad when I felt like they hurt my son. And then in the other interview, I got through like three. They did like 3 or 4 different interviews. I had to do an AI interview, which I passed. I did another one. I talked to a guy. I passed. They sent me to another guy who then scheduled 2 other interviews with supervisors. We talked. We had a good one. And I don't know if it's because I told them about me having a son at 7 weeks. I asked about, how much do they love their job. Hell, I don't know if it's because I've been working and they asked me about what I do or what I've been doing since I left the corporate world and why I was coming back. And I always tell them, like, I'm coming back just to get some stable income. But prior to that, I have my own, company. I was a Turo host, 5-star Turo host. And I guess I showed the joy and excitement and the love of what I do. Now, I say this to say, I don't know what it is that didn't qualify me for the job. A lot of people say, oh, maybe you overqualified. And because he asked me what I wanted to make, and he was like, oh, this is 18, 19. And I thought it was a 21 to 28 job. So I was like, $23. I start low. That was me lowballing. Like, I'm going to start low. And then let y'all kind of, but either way it goes, I did not get any of those jobs. Now, they wrote me a message, and then I wrote them back, and I said, well, thank you for the opportunity. It was great practice, with getting my feedback wet. And I appreciate everybody's time, kindness, and professionalism. And normally I'd be bitter, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I got rejected. I didn't get a job. But now I'm learning, like, I'm not going to be chasing nobody's job when I could be figuring out myself and oh, Lord, son. Excuse my son's behind. Okay. Anyways, back, like, I just got to do what I got to do. I want to continue to do the things that I love. God will put you in a position to where you don't have to settle. I pray for certain things not to settle. I pray to be able to be at home enjoying the time with my son, and luckily my partner is in position for me to be able to do so. So why not take advantage of and do the things that I love and the things that he has promised me? Enjoy. You know, why am I forcing myself to jump back out there and try to be somewhere that I really necessarily don't want to be, when I can continue to be where I love and then just get back into my business when it's time, or keep working on my own stuff so I can be able to offer services. Okay, Papa, what happened? What happened, Poodle? I was just having a little nightmare. You pooping?
Mm-hmm.
He is pooping. He grunting. About to climb out the car seat. Calm down. And this is why I don't have no at-home job, because this is exactly what I be doing. Somebody call in, tending to my seed. Like, but I say that to say that sometimes God don't want you to settle. Sometimes God puts you in a position of being uncomfortable, and it just allows you to dig deep down and try to really search and find certain things in yourself. So maybe this is the time for me to spiritually get back reconnected with myself and find out where I want to be and who I want to be and grow into being. So just because you got declined today by multiple jobs, as y'all hear that I said, it was like 3 that I thought that, hey, I'll be the perfect candidate for, but I was not. It's okay. Don't be sad about it. It happens.
Who are you talking to?
I'm doing a video,
Oh.
That's it. I'll catch y'all later, folks. I was just coming on just to have a little convo and just to be a little inspiration and say it's okay if a door is closed. That door wasn't meant for you to walk through. That's the whole purpose of this. And that sometimes you do things because you just want something ASAP and, you know, you kind of go into panic. But God has other plans. And it's okay to continue to go with God's plans. Well, with that being said, you all have a great day. Have a beautiful one.